Hello everyone. In today's session, we'll see how to write a data in Excel file in Selenium-Java using Apache POI. Before we start, first we need to understand why we required to write a data in Excel file. So when we execute automation batches, we need to update the execution status in Excel file. In that case, we need to write a data in Excel file. Apache POI in Selenium is widely used as API, and Apache POI library is written in Java. And if you see, this libraries gives the facility to read, write, and manipulate different Microsoft files like Excel sheet, PowerPoint, and Word files. So as part of today's demo, we'll see how we can write a data in Excel file. Okay, so I'm going to open a Eclipse, and if you see here, this is the Eclipse Maven project, and under this one, I'm going to create a one Excel file to write a data. Okay, and I'm going to save this Excel file under config. Okay, here, so here I'm going to path, and this is my test case ID, then test case summary. Okay, and this is status. Okay, so we'll say test case ID td101. Okay, and test case summary is verify that login functionality is working correctly with valid username and valid password. Okay, so this is the positive flow. Okay, and we need to update the status. Same way I have a other test case. Okay, test case 2, and I will put verify that login functionality is working correctly with valid username and invalid password. Okay, okay, so in this case we'll say verify that login function is working correctly and should display warning message with valid username and invalid password. Okay, so now here if you see, uh, here we are when user enter the valid username and invalid password, we are expecting warning message. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. Okay, and we need to I'm going to save under the Excel data only. Okay, and okay, and I'm giving Excel name login. Okay, and sheet name also I will put login. Okay, login details. Okay, I'm going to save it. Okay, so now here we can see, so when I need to add a new row. Okay, first we need to consider as a this is the Excel sheet, this is the sheet name. Okay, then this is the row, this is the cell number. Okay, this is first cell, second cell, third cell. Okay, and as I mentioned, so when we need to write a data in Excel file, we need to use the Apache POI. Okay, so what we can do, before that we need to import Apache POI libraries. Okay, just simply Apache POI Maven dependencies, we'll add it. Okay, you just search it, go to Apache POI Maven repository. Okay, and if you see here, okay, so we need to import OXML Apache POI commons. Okay, OXML schemas. Okay, so now if you see, click here, take the latest one. Okay, so as part of earlier demo, I already added Apache POI libraries. So here you can see, like as I mentioned, Apache POI 5.3.0, then OXML 5.3.0. This is the latest one, and Maven core. Okay, so here we can add it. Okay, now I'm going to refresh the screen. Okay, here you can see login one dot login dot xlx added. So now I am going to create a script for this one. Okay, so in earlier session I already create a script for read excel data. So similar script test ng class I am going to create a, okay, and yeah, I will put write excel data test. I'm going to finish it. Okay, so what I will do, first I'm going to create object of file class. Okay, so it's always good practice when you're using file handling, always use the exception handling. Okay, okay, so here I'm going to create object of file object, file, we can say file excel data, new file. Okay, and we need to give the string path. So here we need to write a data in this file, so simply come here. Okay, so from source demo, okay, till here we can use the user.dir. Okay, so using that system.get property we will get string till here, till demo. So other string we need to copy. Okay, so what I will do, system dot, okay, here will come here, new file, system dot get property, and here we'll mention user.dir, and plus we'll put all other details path. Okay, and we'll simply come here. Okay, so now what we need to do it. Okay, so since we imported the Apache POI, okay, then first, like if you see here, first we need to understand how many rows are there, how many columns are there. Okay, since I need to add one more row, okay, here, then simply what I will do, I will create a object of file input stream, file file input stream, excel is equal to new file input stream, and we need to give the file path. Okay, then next, like as I mentioned, so we need to create an object of workbook. Okay, xxf workbook. Okay, so we'll go workbook excel is equal to new xxf workbook into file input stream. Okay, close it. Okay, then we need to read the data from sheet name. So what I will do, I am going to call the data from the sheet. Okay, simply workbook excel dot get sheet. Okay, and it's written the sheet object. Like if you see get sheet, okay, excel sheet name. Okay, so my sheet name is login details, just check it. Okay, login details, here you can see this login details I put. Okay, and it's written a sheet name. Okay, so simply come here, have sheet. Okay, sheet, we can say sheet name excel data is equal to, okay, work dot get sheet name. Okay, now, okay, so now we got the sheet name. So now we need to retrieve the number of rows and number of columns. So what we'll do it, so we'll simply say excel data dot, okay, get last row num. Okay, so it will return the number of rows. Okay, rows is equal to total rows, it will return. Now we also need to retrieve the columns. Okay, so how we can do, so excel data dot get row, first row, and we'll put get last cell num. It is returning the row number, and that is in short columns is equal to. Okay, so using these rows and columns, we are getting the total number of rows and total number of columns. Okay, so what we'll do, okay, so now here I need to add a row, like as I mentioned, I need to add an entry on fourth row. Okay, so it will return 0 1 2 3. Okay, so here I need to add it, so I will just simply put rows is equal to rows plus 1. Okay, and we need to create a row. Okay, so how we'll do, we'll simply say excel data dot create row. Okay, we need to give rows. Okay, create rows dot. Okay, or we'll simply say create row, because since I need to add a cell 1 cell 2 in same row, so I will just simply say create row, and here you can see it is returning the rows xsf row. Okay, and we'll say new row is equal to excel data. Okay, so now here you can see new row. Okay, new row dot create a cell. Okay, column 0 dot, we can say set cell. Okay, and here we can put the value. Okay, what are the value we'll put. Okay, create a cell 0 means 0 1, and this is the first. Okay, just simply copy create cell of 1. Okay, and here I am just mentioning test case 3. Okay, and verify the login functionality is working correctly. Okay, it's working. It should display warning message with invalid username and invalid password. Okay, so that means I am expecting test case 3 should come here, and test case summary here. Okay, and the same way, like if I want to give the status, okay, so we can just mention new row of create cell 2, set cell value, and it test case is passed. Okay, so I am just mentioning the status passed. Okay, so now here you can see, and to write an object, we need to create an object of file output stream cell data is equal to new file output stream. Okay, simply come here, and excel data, you can just mention write sheet name. Okay, here will come workbook dot write output stream. Okay, we can write it, and workbook dot, we need to, after the writing, we need to close it. Okay, workbook dot close it. Okay, so now what, here you can check it. Okay, so now I'm going to close the things, exit it, and I'm going to, okay, run the code. And here, once the data is written or not, just simply putting the system test login details excel tells excel done. Okay, I'm just putting the one print statement so that we'll understand whether that updation is done or not. So I'm simply executing it. Just right click, run as test ng. Okay, now here you can see the execution is going on. Closing all the excel data. Okay, execution is done. So now I'm going to open the file path location. Okay, Excel data. Okay, so now here you can see login things. If you open here, okay, here you can see my third row is added. Okay, test case summary is also added and status is also passed. Okay, same way, if you want to add other things, okay, so we can add the, like we will create a Excel sheet object, then we'll create a new row, we'll add the sales and we'll update it. Okay, so right now as part of demos I hard coded this value, but when we are developing the framework, okay, so we are updating through the dynamic way. Okay, so if in case you have any questions or query, please let me know. Thank you.